Zach Lavine this season for the Chicago Bulls has played phenomenal. He has been the Bulls' main source of scoring, and he does this consistently night in and night out. Unfortunately, the Chicago Bulls battled injuries, and Zach's play hasn't translated into wins. Each season Zach has been in the league, he has taken huge leaps into becoming a star, a very athletic shooting guard who can score from anywhere and is a tough player to defend. Zach is 25 years old now, and he is soon entering his prime. He's going to be hopefully the main guy for the Bulls for years to come. Before I start this video, if you do like the video, please do give it a like and comment. It really does help in supporting this channel, and I do more player breakdowns like these on the channel. Also, if you enjoy the content, please do look to subscribe. I'm trying to hit 2,000 subscribers in the upcoming months, and any support in that is truly appreciated. Also, I made a similar video like this on Kobe White a couple months back, and I believe he can be a very important piece for the Bulls in the future. So if you want to give that a watch, I'll make sure to link that in the description. With all this being said, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Zach Lavine has been the main piece that keeps this Chicago Bulls team running. He is a scoring shooting guard with the capabilities of dropping 20 points a night. He has grown a lot from his rookie year and has been given the opportunity to be the man for this Bulls team. This season, Zach has averaged 25.5 points, 4.2 assists, and 4.8 rebounds on 45% field goal shooting, 38% from 3, and 80% from the free throw line. His overall true shooting percentage on the season is at 56%. Zach is incredibly athletic, capable of being a lob threat when cutting to the rim. We see a lot of his speed with his ability to take people off the dribble and score on them. He has a quick first step, so defenders are constantly on their heels when guarding him. He's a very tough player. He can absorb and finish through contact. A lot of his finishes ends in an athletic, crafty layup or a dunk. He can finish with either hand and has moves to get by his opponents. He uses most notably a spin move to get by his opponents. His first step is a huge reason why he gets to the rim so easy. The great drivers of the game has that explosive first step, and Lavine already has this mastered in getting by his opponents. This is seen when he changes speeds, can casually bring the ball up the court, looking for a screen, then boom, he hits you with a crossover and is already dunking it. Then, his ability to finish through contact really helps in scoring at the rim. He is very capable of running the break, runs the break very well, and as stated before, he could be a lob threat in the open court. He's also very capable of beating his man off ball and playing off ball. His athleticism and quickness helps him a lot here, and he is a guy who you have to be aware of on the court at all times. When shooting near the restricted area, Lavine is shooting it at 59%. When Lavine works near the paint area, he struggles here, shooting it at 17%. He has to work in getting those easy shots off in the paint. Definitely has to work on perfecting and utilizing more of a floater. It would help expand even more of his scoring package. He doesn't seem like he has all too much touch around the rim because he does struggle in converting floaters or even hook shots. He can work in the pick and roll and be a threat there, but sometimes he opts for a mid-range shot instead. Lavine's game has become much more analytics friendly. He has taken much more three-pointers and his mid-range attempts have decreased, opting to just take it strong to the rim instead. He increased his three-point attempts, taking around 11 per game, and this season in total, Lavine has attempted 484 threes and only knocked down 184 of them. He has a good feel of creating his own three-point shot, and he is more than capable of catching and shooting. He's a very high volume three-point shooter at 38%. In pull-up situations and working off the dribble, he shoots the three at 36%, while catching and shooting, Lavine shoots it at 42%. He attempts more of the off-dribble threes, attempted around 5 a game, and that's understandable because he most of the times have the ball in his hands. It is very scary at times because he can just stop on a dime and just let it fly and sink it. He also likes to work in the high pick and roll situations, and if the defense sags, Lavine is comfortable stopping and pulling up for 3. Then he is capable of knocking down those tough 3-point shots, and some of them are just from deep, and they are so demoralizing from a defender's standpoint. He really doesn't use anything flashy like side steps or step backs. He works with what the defender has given him, and if he gets the space he wants, he just launches it. He does get some criticism of poor shot selection, but he has improved in his selection this season. He does tend to take questionable shots at questionable moments, but it seems more of I'm the only high-level scorer on the team, so I might as well just shoot it. He attempts majority of his threes above the break, where he is shooting it at 35%. He doesn't take too many threes from the corner, but when he does, the left corner he shoots it at 50%, and the right corner he shoots it at 43%. But he is very low volume shooting it from there. As stated before, he doesn't look to take too many mid-range shots. He was on pace to take the same amount of mid-range shots as he did last season at 204, but he is much more keen on taking more 3-point shots. He is shooting 34% from the mid-range area. It would be good to see some more creative moves that he uses, such as a step back, side steps, and also utilizing a floater more when working around the mid-range. But then again, he seems to be much more in favor of analytics and prioritizing getting to the rim or shooting the 3-ball. He does get to the free throw line at around 5.6 a game. He still is shooting it at 80% there, but he needs to get more opportunities at the free throw line, especially with how great he is already getting to the rim. And it boggles my mind, but then again, it could be a lot of these times where the referees just swallow their whistle. Just getting to that 8 to 9 free throws a game can put him into that elite scorer category, as well as push him into being a 30 points per game scorer. Lavine is crazy athletic, and a lot of that is seen with his game, and he is very capable of getting hot and dropping a 40 piece on your favorite team. Really good at finding space to get his shot off. Very high volume scorer. He ranks 9th in the league currently in field goal attempts, 1,199 shots taken this season, and he also ranks 8th in field goal shots missed, at 8th in the league. He also attempts a lot of 3-pointers, and he ranks 8th in the league for 3-point attempts. Lavine, as a playmaker, he does get a good amount of assists due to his gravity as a player and how much attention he commands. His teammates benefit a lot from this, but majority of the times he's looking more to score the basketball. With having a high usage, he's going to have a lot of turnovers, averages around 3.4 a game. But he has gotten better as a decision maker. It's just his teammates who has to look to convert it. And he is much capable of being a good passer if he prioritizes it more. Lavine as a playmaker is the only thing holding him back from being a legit first option. He has gotten better reading plays. He mostly gets his assists working out of the pick and roll, but he has yet to be comfortable making the advanced reads on the floor and making decisions quickly on the fly. He does suffer from tunnel vision at times and makes poor passes. He isn't a guy who's going to get you 8 assists a night or be that high level passer, but he is capable of making more of the simple reads. This is an area where Kobe White sometimes struggles at also. The Bulls need a high level playmaker. Someone who could potentially play the forward positions would really help this team a lot in the long run. Denny Afdia in the draft or a Ben Simmons would thrive a lot on this team with scorers like Kobe and Lavine at his side. A knock on Lavine has always been he doesn't really make his teammates better, but to be honest, his team probably wouldn't have won majority of the games they did without him. A guy like Lauri Markkanen should have been able to feed off of guys like Kobe and Zach, but he has been mediocre at best this season. Zach Lavine defensively does struggle. He isn't the best defender. He is capable of picking off steals or stripping a defender, as he does average 1.5 steals a game, but he struggles in standing his ground at times. He is a borderline on-ball defender. His effort runs hot and cold at times. Not really all too engaged defensively. When he is engaged, he has shown potential to be a very good on-ball defender, as his athleticism, foot speed helps him. He isn't all too disciplined defensively and lacks defensive IQ. This is shown best when he is defending off-ball. He doesn't really fight through screens as tough as you want him to. He loses sight of his man a good amount of times. He doesn't rotate well or have a good understanding of where he is on the court at times. Lavine does look to gamble a lot going for steals. He has shown improvement reading passing lanes and picking off passes. He's actually really good at deflecting passes in the passing lane this season, but he does look to gamble a lot, and offensive teams look to take advantage of this. Zach Lavine is an all-star caliber player. He is one of the best young scoring guards in the league, but he has to improve as a playmaker and on-ball defender. There has been trade rumors with Zach, and to be honest, you don't trade a guy like Zach. Zach Lavine, as I stated in my Kobe White video, is best suited as a second option on a championship team. For this team to come into its own as championship contenders, they need a player who excels at playmaking, a capable of defender, and can provide some scoring. The main questions going forward with this Chicago Bulls team are, if we can't get that high-level playmaker, we need to either build on Kobe White or Zach Lavine as a consistent playmaker for this team, as well as, is Jim Boylen the coach you truly want going forward with this team? I'm quite optimistic about this Bulls team because if Lauri Markkanen comes into his own, Wendell Carter Jr. comes into his own, they could be a very dangerous team. They weren't extremely bad as a defensive team, and I know with time their offense will grow, but there are some question marks around the front office that the Bulls need to figure out.